Jamie Vardy's red card. Arsenal gets 4 points this week, and plenty more on this episode of the American Gooners Podcast. I'm your host, Zach. I am joined by the true Gooner himself, Morgan. Morgan, we got 4 points, man, but the feeling around the club is not a good one right now.
No, it should have easily been 6 points. I'll take 4, but it's not 6. We need 6. Leicester City could be without Vardy for a little bit. So we need to make it some ground. I mean, we are holding on to the third place, going back and forth. We're teeter-tottering with third and fourth place now. But there's plenty of games left to make up some ground.
And one of those matches is against Manchester City a couple weeks from now. That's going to be huge, depending on what happens this weekend and next weekend. But before we get into, we're going to talk about the Jamie Vardy red card here in a minute. But before we do that, got some news across my ticker this morning that ESPN FC a couple days ago said that Arsenal was very confident that they were going to be able to sign Granit Xhaka from Borussia Gladbach. And he's a midfielder. He can play central mid or holding mid. Of course, he's a midfielder. But Mirror and Metro reported today that a done deal has been made. They've agreed to terms with the player. Now it's left as agree to terms with the club. And a little bit about him. He's 23 years old. Again, he plays central or holding midfield. He's a great I was watching his highlights all day today, and he's a very good passer. He's another El Nini type in the passing area, which is really damn good. And he can go back and defend pretty well. And he's not afraid to take the long shot, and he can nail it sometimes, which we need in our club. I heard for the first time the phrase "pulling an Arsenal" this week, which is when you try to walk it into net. I had never heard that phrase before. I wish I never had because it makes so much sense to me. But one thing, Morgan, that really makes you question this move of its legitimacy is a £34 million transfer fee that they're saying he's worth. That's $49 million. We all know Arsene Wenger is not the type to kind of spend that type of money on anybody less than Ozil or Sanchez type.
Yeah, don't be surprised if this is the only signing that you see until the start of next season. It's a midfielder, go figure. Young guy. Do you know how old he is?
23.
23, so he's a young guy. We obviously plan on losing some pieces from the team from this year. So definitely bringing one in early helps. But again, it's a midfielder. How many midfielders do we have to have on the squad?
And it's a midfielder position that we're really, really deep on already. Whether talent-wise or not, you can argue and debate. But we're talking straight depth. We have Wilshere, Ramsey, Coquelin, El Nini, Arteta. Cazorla plays back there with Coquelin at the holding area. Flamini. I mean, you're going to have to give up a good number of people to get this guy in the club or on the field where he belongs. He should be a starting 11 guy, and where do you put him? What do you do with him? He can't play wing. He doesn't have the pace for wings. You can't do what you do with Ramsey, put him on right wing.
The only thing is I hope this doesn't take away from keeping Sanchez on the team. I'm just like you said, Wenger isn't the type to spend money. I know there's been reports of Sanchez and Ozil leaving. I hope they stay. Arsene Wenger says he's confident that they're going to stay. How much do you believe him is on you. But I just hope this signing doesn't take away from keeping one, if not both of those players.
Well, it was reported today also that I saw that both of them have openly expressed that they would leave if reinforcements haven't arrived. And I didn't mention this last week like I wanted to. I forgot about it, so I'll mention it now. Arsene Wenger in his press conference made reference to there not being any real big signings. Now, the way he worded it, I don't know if he means he's going to get a couple of big-name guys, a couple of high-priced guys, or if he's not going after anybody. He's very confusing the way he worded it, and this summer is going to be really interesting for us. And I'm nervous. I won't lie. I'm very nervous of where we're going to go this year, especially with Barca being linked to Ozil and Bayern being linked to Sanchez.
Yeah, the only thing we can hope for is to keep one, if not both of them. Definitely need to get some reinforcements to help out Sanchez, at least up top. Knowing Wenger's history, I wouldn't hold your breath too much. But there are some names that are out there that we'll love to have in Arsenal kit. But
there's always
once
names.
Once the transfer window is officially open and we get in it, I think we're going to be set up for disappointment again. It's just the Wenger style now.
We're going to hear a lot of names, a lot of big names going to other EPL teams: Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester United, Manchester City, who's now reported going after Matt Hummels, a guy I'm very high on and want an Arsenal kit. It's reported he wants to play for Man City, and that's another one. Mahrez is also apparently on the Arsenal target list. That was reported this week that you showed me from Leicester City. And that'd be a good one if we do lose Walcott and Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah, I think he could definitely be one of those reinforcing players that Sanchez and Ozil were kind of talking about. Especially he's a great passer. I believe he's first. He's top 3, if not first, in assists in the EPL. So, and right now he just has Vardy. You put him on a team with Sanchez and Welbeck and
that's it.
Walcott if he stays. Well, Walcott if he stays. But you give him 2, I won't say top strikers, but I mean, Sanchez is a top striker. Welbeck can be a top striker. But you give him 2 toys to play with. It could be good. But like I said, it's fun to sit here and talk about it until it happens. We're just kind of getting our hopes up. I know that me and you kind of share things, throughout the week and talk about different, talk about players. Mir is always reporting, guys who Arsenal are linked to or looking at, and we just get our hopes up. But
yeah, we're in believe it until we see it, or not. We'll believe it when we see it mode. That's the kind of mode we're in right now. Here's some big news out of the MLS. MLS is trying to get Iker Casillas to come to the MLS next year.
Are they really?
Yes. Could you imagine an MLS with Howard and Casillas in goal somewhere? How awesome would that be?
All they are missing now is Gigi Buffon. That's all they're missing now. Just go get him from Juventus and bring him to MLS, and I will be the biggest MLS fan.
Now, the last one I'm going to note before we move on is a striker that I'm very high on. He's my favorite striker in the world right now, and he plays for my favorite club in France, Olympic Lyonnais. Alexander Lacazette is now being linked to Tottenham. A guy I want so bad in Arsenal might go to our North London rivals, and I'll have to hate him. At that point, you have to hate him, don't you?
Yeah, you do, but I mean, if he's one of your favorite players, I mean,
he is my favorite striker in the world right now. I love watching him.
But that comes down to Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, there's another one.
And the top management that's spending money.
I wanted Memphis Depay last year, and he goes to United, and now I have to hate him. So it keeps happening in my young fandom of an Arsenal fan. The guys I love in Europe are going to our rivals and teams that I hate now. And I'm not going to be surprised if Hummels goes to City and then somebody else goes to Chelsea. And I'm like, well, crap. Oh, crap.
Yeah. Well, don't be surprised if Vardy goes to like Chelsea or Man City or Man U. I know you're a big Vardy fan. So
speaking of
don't be surprised if Jamie Vardy dives his way to Man U.
And it winds up in the Elite Eight. Speaking of Jamie Vardy got sent off this week for getting a second yellow. His second yellow was for diving, for simulation in the box. And he got up pretty angrily. He said some choice words and looked very frustrated at the referee. And now he's getting he's been already reported. FA came out and said that he had conduct detrimental and that he might get further suspensions. He accepted that and wants to have a private meeting. What do you make of all this?
I did watch the video. I told you about the other day, and you called me a hater for it.
You're being a hater.
My overall stance about diving in general is I hate it. It gives football a bad rep. I mean, you see NBA players now in reference football players. I mean, I absolutely hate diving to begin with. Stay on your feet. I hate watching a player, especially to the caliber of Vardy, who made a beautiful touch. It was a long ball to him. Made a beautiful first touch. Was going to the penalty box. And were there contact? That's debatable. I'm sure you'll say yeah. But in the end, don't sit there and throw your hands up. In the end, he dove to the ground, put a freaking cape on him, call him Superman, because he dove to that ground and then got up, waved his arms around like any Mexican national team player does, and wanted the foul. Dude, just stay on his feet. If he just stayed on his feet, he could have cut the ball back to his right and been right there. But instead, you look for that cheap foul in the box to get the penalty kick. That drives me absolutely insane when they do that. But I think it was a good call. You had to do something about diving. I get so sick and tired of seeing players dive. And I don't think it was so much of that second yellow. It was the way he acted towards the ref. Kind of getting in his face, yelling, pointing his fingers.
Which was bad. It was very, very bad reaction by him.
Yes. So, like you said, he kind of he accepted the charge of improper conduct. He got handed a €20,000 fine and a warning for future conduct. So any other improper conduct that he has will kind of at least probably give him 3, maybe probably said about 2-3 games. But he has requested his own hearing. I don't know what that's going to do.
If I'm him, I'm accepting the fine, and I'm playing the next week.
Yeah. I'll
sit on my Swansea match, and then I'll accept the fine. Just take it and go. You don't want to piss anybody off and end up with 3 games with the way this is going. Now, here's what I'm going to say about this red card. 1, he deserved a yellow. He deserved to be sent off. 2, I agree with you. He could have, with his talent and his athleticism, he could have made a play with the ball and did what he does, finish. He had a great goal. Their first goal was a great Jamie Vardy finish, back across with power and pace. And he could have done the same thing on this one. And here's where I disagree with you is there was definite contact. The problem was he initiated the contact by jumping into the defender. He was knocked to the ground. It wasn't a Vidal dive. Vidal dove. That was a dive. What Jamie Vardy did was initiate the contact and went down with the contact. There was clear contact that he initiated, and he deserved the yellow card for it. And I'm anti-diving too. You know this. I hate it. It drives me insane. I like players like Messi who play through it. And Sanchez made a great goal Thursday night by playing through contact and did a spin move and scored. And that's the kind of thing we want to get to. But I understand his mindset because refs have been terrible this year at giving crappy penalties. Bayern Munich is a great example of what happened this weekend. It keeps happening. So I understand his mindset, but a player like that could have easily made a play. So I do agree with the yellow. I agree with the suspension. I just don't agree that it was a cape superhero type dive. I think it was a poor judgment call by him that deserved him getting sent off, but not a dive in the sense that I think a dive where you're not even touched and you flop. It wasn't a flop per se.
like a Vidal, which is funny that you bring that up because you actually told me to go watch that video, and at first glance, it looked like he was trying to avoid the tackle and then fell down. But at a different angle, you've seen him clearly dive without being touched. So it wasn't to that caliber, but it wasn't enough contact to knock him down the way that he fell down. Like I don't think there was enough contact that would knock a player like him, a player like his statue down, as good as he is. But for now, he needs to just shut the hell up and serve his time and get back out on the field because I think Leicester City is starting to count their chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, I think so
with
too.
Tottenham, with Tottenham right on their heels. We're only 10 points out.
Yeah,
and Tottenham is 5?
Yeah,
are they 5 or 6?
They're 5.
So so Leicester City drops a few games. Tottenham wins a few games. We win a few games. It's just like a Barcelona. I mean, so he needs to look at the big picture. He needs to do his time, get back out on the field, and keep this magical run for Leicester City going. Because if they find a way to lose this thing, it'll be one of the most epic breakdowns in history.
I think Liverpool holds that title, but you're right, and they should be able to get by Swansea this weekend without him, but they cannot afford to have him missing for Manchester United and future fixtures. He needs to be on the pitch for them to take this home. And the way Tottenham's playing right now, I hate saying it, Tottenham is the most impressive team in the EPL right now. And that's scary. I don't want them winning the league, dude. I'd rather have Leicester win it than Tottenham.
Yeah, I think I can handle Leicester City winning it because it's a magical story. It's a Cinderella story. A team that wasn't even in the EPL 2 years ago is now on top of the league table with a chance to win it all.
And they're on the verge of being dropped last year. They had to win 7 of 9 just to stay up.
Yeah. So to go from that to top of the table, qualifying for the Championship League, it's pretty impressive. But it won't last for long. Even if they do win it, they better celebrate like they never celebrated before because players are going to start leaving for more money. Unless
they get an influx of cash and go on a spending spree this summer, I don't even know if they'll make it out of the league or the group stage of the Champions League.
No. Vardy is the key piece for them. They have to have Vardy. Without Vardy,
and if we steal Mahrez away from him, who's an 11-goal, 19-assist guy this year, that's a big loss too. That's 30. That's 30 goals.
So Mahrez and Vardy gone. Who are they going to go for? Who's their go-to guy? Danny Drinkwater? Come on.
I have no idea. It'd be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what Leicester does this summer too. They're going to be a very interesting summer to watch. But
without a doubt. I mean, they can easily lose those players. They can easily keep them and sign a few more
and build like West Ham's doing.
Yep.
But beast mode is still beast mode. The beast mode of EPL, Jamie Vardy will be back and will carry them to a title. Because there's no
beast mode doesn't dive.
He didn't really dive. He didn't dive in the sense that I think of diving. Okay, he dived in the sense of it was just a bad decision. Anyways, moving on. Arsenal had 2 games this week. So Sunday we played against Crystal Palace, and it started off looking good. I felt confident in the first half. Alexis Sanchez scored again at the end. We were dominating possession. We were dominating chances. We dominated every faction of this game. Alexis Sanchez had a great pass from Welbeck, put the header in right over top of the goalkeeper. It was beautiful. It was one of the best Arsenal goals of the year. We're up 1-0 at halftime, and like Arsenal has done this year, they let us down in the second half with Bolasie getting a shot off that Cech should have stopped. Cech should have stopped that shot. And I love Peter Cech. He's a legend. He's a great goalkeeper. I love having him. That's a play he needs to make.
Oh, without a doubt. You got the luxury of watching the entire game. I unfortunately had to work. Actually, the last two Gunners game I had to work, so I had to rely on you for play-by-play throughout the day. But a few stats that stick out to me is the possession. It's 72% to their 28%. What? Can you tie 1-1? The other one, we have 21 shots, 6 were on goal. Crystal Palace had 7 with 2 on goal.
Yep.
Peter Cech had to make 1 save. 1 save. Should have had 2 saves.
We should have had at least 4 goals.
Yes. How do you go 21 shots with only 1 goal?
And a lot of them were great chances, too. They had opportunities.
And then dominate the game. Dominate the possession. It's a typical Arsenal letdown.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen this now?
How many times have we said it on this podcast alone? This is like a broken record. We suck at finishing. We suck at it. Other than Sanchez as of late, we haven't had anybody really be productive in the finishing category.
By the way, speaking of him, I'm convinced that he listens to our podcast because since we called him out, he's on a 4 or 5 game scoring streak, 4 game scoring streak.
4 games straight since we called him out in episode 1.
And he has what, 5 goals, 6 goals in that time frame?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm convinced he listens. Shout out to you, Sanchez.
Alexis Sanchez is our biggest fan, and we're his biggest fans. Mutual respect.
Because he is the only gunner doing any work.
Oh, so I'll get to the next game in a minute. I just want to linger on this disaster that was Crystal Palace. And we joked in the last episode that this is a team we have to beat, and we really should. And there's no way we do anything bad against them, and we draw. And it's just brought the winger out brigade to a new level. So much that Thursday night was the emptiest I've ever seen the Emirates.
Yep.
It was absolutely atrocious as a fan watching in America. And I understand it a little bit. If the fans don't show up, the club's not getting their money, the board has to make a decision. But it was tough to see that and then try to get pumped for a game. You know, the whole mood of that entire game was just bad, man. And that's the kind of mood around the club right now. And we go out, we play against West Brom, we won 2-0. Alexis Sanchez balled out. 2 goals, had a beautiful first goal where he beat the defender, got tripped up a little bit, stayed on his feet, spin move, and hit it lower left right through. And it was perfect Sanchez. This is Sanchez from last year that I remember. This is what we needed. And then he gets another one.
Yes, I was just going to say this is a guy that we rode all last season. He's back to his form, and it's what we need to make our run to the top.
And his free kick was perfectly placed right through Giroud, who was blocking. Giroud ducks, goes right by him, goes left corner again. And this is what we need, but unfortunately, he's becoming the only guy again.
Yep.
We need more options than Sanchez. Ozil played. I'll say this: Ozil played great on Thursday night. Bellerin played really well. Monreal got forward and had some great opportunities. People were getting opportunities again. It's only Sanchez is finishing. This is a nightmare. This is the worst case scenario. Sanchez becomes our only option again because we didn't win last year on this way. Nope. We finished third, and that's where we're going again.
Yeah, it's eerily similar to last year. Welbeck has been good with his assists. Ozil had some beautiful assists as of late. But it's going to one man. I guess Leicester City is kind of doing it with Vardy. Vardy's kind of a one-man team.
Yeah, but they've been consistently good.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've been consistently bad.
they have 3 losses all year. They've been consistent throughout the year.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a team effort with one great striker up front. Alexis isn't even our striker. He's our left winger. and my least favorite gunner, Olivier Giroud, has now gone 12 games without scoring yet again. This is what he does, people. This is what I said since episode 1. He disappears not just for a game, for games, for weeks. 6 starts, 6 sub-ons, 0 goals. And he looked, Morgan, I'm not hating this time. I told you I'm leaving the haterade in the fridge. I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking the gospel right now. He looked lost Thursday night. Alexis balling out, Ozil balling out. He looked like he did not belong on the pitch with those 2 caliber players. And I agree. He doesn't.
I always get on you for sipping a haterade with him. Actually, you sip a haterade with about half the team. But
not half the team. 49.5%.
That's about the whole midfield. But yeah, he hasn't been in form as of late. Hasn't really been in form since we brought him over. He's probably one of those guys that's going to be gone. I mean, I hate to see him go.
I don't think so. I don't think he will.
You don't think he will?
He's the Frenchman's jewel. He's his buddy.
He is.
I can't stand him, man, because he'll get like his goal scoring for a season is skewed because he'll have like a 3-goal game against Watford, and then nowhere for 6 games, and score 2 against some other shit team, and then nothing again for 12 games. So he'll end up with like 12 or 13 goals, and it looks good on paper. When you actually break it down by fixtures, you're like, it's pretty mediocre for starting 11 Arsenal striker.
Yeah, it's he'll come out and have a 2-3 goal game, and we get pumped for it, and then we don't see it. 11, 12, 13 games, and then 2 goals, which he'll come out and have a hat trick.
Probably
you won't hear from the rest of the year.
No, it's absolutely atrocious, and I can't stand that I have to watch him, and I probably have to watch him for another year at least, because Wenger's not going to go anywhere, and Wenger's not going to get rid of Giroud, his countryman. Not going to do that. It's ridiculous. And we play Sunderland this weekend, so he might very well get a hat trick. It's Sunderland, so
yeah, we just hope for a win. Oh Lord,
how bad is that a bottom 3 team right now, a team that's in relegation zone, and we're praying for a win as the number 3 team in the EPL? But you're not wrong, and we're not the only ones. People across the pond right now are terrified about this match.
Yeah, they're done with Wenger. I mean, them, having a half full stadium kind of proves it. Them, showing up to the games with signs saying Wenger out
after a win.
Wenger thanks. Yeah. I mean, chanting Wenger out after a win, holding up signs saying, "Hey, thank you for the memories, but it's your time to go."
Yeah,
which is true. I mean, the winningest coach in history. I mean, you can't argue with that.
No.
Leading the team, through an entire season without losing a game. I mean, he has the accolades that you can't argue with. But at some point in time, you have to give it up. I don't know. I don't know how long we can hang on to him for.
Here's my concern. Are you ready? This is something that just popped in this week. Being a Michigan football fan and having dealt with Lloyd Carr and his sabotage of our program, really, I'm wondering if Arsene Wenger is trying to sabotage Arsenal, knowing that his time is winding down and putting us in a spot where the next guy is guaranteed to fail, so that everybody looks and says, "Oh, look, Wenger was so great. Now look at this next guy." So Wenger will be the hero, the legend, the mythical creature for Arsenal, while we struggle to finish top 10.
I Sure as hell hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. I'm not praying. I'm not cheering for this.
I mean, the way these past couple of years have gone, having all this faith in all these midfielders and coming up with nothing. It's you're not wrong, but I hope you're wrong.
I mean, it's a reasonable argument at this stage of what's happening, that he's trying to just keep us top four, but put us in a position that when he leaves, it shatters. And let's not get twisted. He's going to have a statue out in front of the Emirates one day. It's going to happen. He is a great manager for us for 2 decades. But I'm worried that if he stays around any longer, he's just going to put us in a hole that's going to take years to dig out of.
Because this is a new era, and it's almost like he doesn't want to change his ways to what football is now. I mean, he's so midfield heavy when in this day and age you don't need top midfielders. You don't need 13 midfielders on your bench to win a title.
And he's got a striker who plays with his back to goal, and that's such an archaic view of the game. When you look at the best strikers in the world right now, they're all playmakers and creators who can do it on their own, who don't need somebody to give them the ball at their feet. They can finish when it happens, but they can create on their own too. The best ones in the world. Think of every single one. Aguero, Luis Suarez, Aubameyang, all of them can just do it on their own. Benzema. They don't need somebody to do it for them, but they can create. They can finish when it happens or when they do it themselves. And he's got a guy who's back to the goal is a lamppost on the field.
I'm a man with 86. No, I mean, a man with 86% of all of Arsenal's wins. I mean, he has 432 of the 500 wins.
That can't be right. That can't be right.
No, it is. They just hit their 500th win against West Brom. He has 432 of the 500 wins.
Premier League wins?
Yep.
Because we've been a club for like a century. So
Premier League wins.
Just Premier League wins. Okay.
Yep. Because Man U is in first with like 583, 84, I think.
I wonder
just Premier League wins. Arsenal actually just hit their 500th against West Brom, which Arsene Wenger has 432 of those 500 wins.
Yeah, but the EPL started the Premier League started like 5 years before he showed up. So that's not really saying much.
Yeah, but true. But this is
Premier League itself is still a pretty young title.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from '96 till now. Yeah, I think it was '96 up until now. He's been the face of the Gunners. I mean,
yeah. But who do we cheer for? Arsenal FC or Arsenal FC? For me, it's Arsenal.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I'm Arsenal, but I'm ready for Wenger to be out. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see it happening because of his history that he has with the team.
I don't think it's going to happen.
If we were,
I want it to happen.
But I mean, we go back to Chelsea and Man City and Man U. When there's an issue, it no matter what your history is. If you're not winning, you're out.
Yeah,
But
we need to be more.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, just after a while, a top 4 finish around a 16 in the Championship League isn't cutting it. I would like to hoist the trophy, more than one trophy, aside from the FA Cup, one of these times. I mean, it would be nice, but instead you got Man City in the Final Four in the Championship League. Yeah, which they're in the middle of the pack in the EPL.
Let's not forget about that. Is a top 4 finish may not guarantee us a spot in the Champions League next year. We got Liverpool in the semifinals of the Europa League and Man City in the semifinals of the Champions League. If either of them win it, I mean, we're not guaranteed anything.
Yeah.
We need to finish 2 or 3 to really solidify our spot next year.
Yeah.
Or hope Liverpool and City lose in the semifinals or finals.
Well, I don't see City getting past.
I don't see it either. But Liverpool very well could win the Europa League. Yeah, Villarreal, Valencia, they could do it. The way they're playing right now, the way Jurgen Klopp's. Speaking of a new manager coming in and raising the bar, Jurgen Klopp's got Liverpool playing like beasts.
Oh yeah, Imagine him going into next season.
Yeah, no.
They're going to be a force to be reckoned with for next season.
This is why we need a manager to come in and really, with passion and fire. And there's a guy down there at Atletico Madrid who would be perfect. Just saying.
I think at this point in time, anybody would be perfect.
We
have now. God.
He's my number one hope. I want him at Arsenal managing our club. Look, Atletico's a force, not only in the Champions League now, in the La Liga. They might win the league this year. They might win the Champions League this year. They're a good squad, and he's a great manager. And he's got fire and passion. That's what we need. We got too many friends in Arsenal, man. We don't have enough competitors. It's true. They all want to be buddy-buddy. No one wants to walk in that locker room and say, hey, get your head out of your – you know what? And let's get this thing turned around. No one will do that. We have nobody who will do that. They all want to be buddies. We'll get out of the melancholy talk of Arsenal for us right now. We got a big match against Sunderland. We got some great games coming up, but we'll take a look back at the fixtures from this past week. There was a lot. We had some midday makeup games, but starting off with last Saturday, Norwich lost to Sunderland. 2 teams fighting to stay out of relegation, 3-0, and Norwich City did themselves no favors. Sunderland's only a point back with a game in hand. Newcastle is only 2 points back. The bottom 4 is as interesting this year as the top 4 is going to be, as far as who goes and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And I feel Go ahead.
You could throw in Crystal Palace. I mean, they only have 39 points. So, Crystal Palace at 39, Norwich 31, Sunderland 30, Newcastle 29.
I think Crystal Palace is safe. Aston Villa's already been relegated. They're gone. There's a big club with a strong history who's won the league before. Gone. That's terrible. And now it's a fight between Newcastle, Sunderland, and I think Norwich City. I'm going to end it there. I don't think Crystal Palace is in that talk. I hope not, at least, but we'll see how they finish out.
You know, I seen a stat the other day, and it was the last time Aston Villa was regulated or
relegated.
Relegated. Sorry, it's like 10 o'clock here.
Relegated
was I think 1987. I think it was.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, I was born. So the year I was born was the last time they were not in the Premier League or in the EPL. So it's a shame. It's a shame to see them get relegated.
And the other games, we had Everton, who is at a loss right now. They drew with Southampton 1-1 on Saturday. We'll get to them again in a minute. Manchester United beat Villa 1-0. Villa actually played pretty good. Rashford got another goal. Marcus Rashford, you want to talk about a young and upcoming star. He's got 7 goals and 13 starts for Manchester United. It's just being called up. He's 19 years old. He's a beast.
Yeah, he loves playing Arsenal too.
Yeah. Watford beat West Brom 1-0. Cool, we're as good as Watford. That's awesome. Newcastle won. They beat Swansea 3-0, our opponent this weekend. Newcastle had some fire, man. Rafa Benitez seems to, if they stay up, man, they might be pretty good next year. He seems to have them going in the right direction. And we'll talk about more of them in a second. Chelsea got beat down by Man City. I picked Chelsea. Terrible call by my part. City.
That was horrible.
Man City undressed them 3-0. It was bad. And they looked bad doing it. Liverpool beat Bournemouth 2-1. Origi had another goal. Leicester and West Ham drew 2-2, and this was a game, man, that was really marred by a poor refereeing by our referee from last night. Moss had a bad day. Vardy had the first goal. He gets sent off. West Ham gets a terrible penalty call. I don't agree with it at all. I think could have been a flop. He went down in some pretty simple contact. They put it away. Andy Carroll puts it away, which I think you called for an Andy Carroll goal too. No, that was 2 weeks ago. Never mind. That was 2 weeks ago. You were wrong. So Andy Carroll put it away, and then Creswell has a rocket launcher of a shot on a volley to put them up 2-1, and then Leicester gets a late penalty that again was questionable at best. And it looked like a makeup call from a missed penalty earlier that should have been called and wasn't. And he kind of made up for it with the last-minute penalty for Leicester to give them a draw 2-2. Now, I will say this, Morgan. I think the result was the right result. I think the way we got there was pretty piss poor.
Yeah. I see. You watched the game more than I was able to. So I kind of rely on you to give me insights throughout the game.
Yeah, if the game ended 1-1 with Vardy off, Leicester was creating chances. They weren't playing. They weren't parking the bus. They weren't really outmatched the man down. So a 1-1 draw would have felt good. I felt if either team would have won, it would have felt pretty dirty. It would have felt like a dirty win. Just nasty. I think the end result was good and fair. I think the way we got there was just bad.
You think so?
We had Crystal Palace, Arsenal. We talked about them 1-1 draw. And on Monday, Tottenham beat down Stoke 4-0. Dele Alli may have had a fail of the week, though, with his open goal miss. I don't know if you see that or not.
Yeah, I did.
He got on the scoring sheet, and he had a great assist to that bum Harry Kane, who scored again.
Harry Kane, back at it.
I hate it, man. They're so good right now. I don't know what happened. They're playing great football, and they're doing it in an attractive way. Like, if I didn't hate them so much, they'd be fun to watch.
You know what? We need to just bring him to the Gunners. Put him in a Gunner kit.
No. Hell no. So they won 4-0. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's like you saying you want Chicharito in a Gunner kit. Hell no.
That's not like the same thing because you're talking about an international rivalry.
Yes, it is.
And I'm talking about an Arsenal rivalry. It's not the same thing.
I don't care. I don't want Chicharito at all.
You're a hater. Go look at his stat sheet from this year in the Bundesliga. He's much better.
I don't care if he has 100 goals.
You're terrible. You're terrible. Moving on. Tuesday, we had the start of the makeup games. Newcastle drew with City 1-1, which really opened the door for us. But I tell you what, man, they should have won that game. I feel like they deserved the 3 points. They played out of their minds, and City was a no-show. I think I messaged you that too.
Yeah. You normally keep me up to date on all the games, like I said, because I'm at work a lot. So, and I
leave like 10:30.
I don't even think you work. What do you do for a living? Because you certainly don't work.
The Navy pays me to watch football.
I need your job. Well, actually, yeah, I did have your job, but then I got out.
But Newcastle, they might turn it around, man. I would love to see them stay up. I don't want to see Norwich go down, but if I had to pick between the two, I'd rather have Newcastle in the EPL than Norwich.
Oh, definitely.
Wednesday, West Ham beat Watford 3-1. They're still creeping at the door. Where are they at right now?
West
6
Ham?
points.
They're 6. Yep.
Yeah, but they're 56 points. They're 7 back. So they're 5 back of City. So they very well might sneak into that top 4, Maybe. I'm not going to call it, but it's mathematically possible by far. Manchester United beat Crystal Palace, the team we just drew with, because, wow, 2-0. And then Liverpool and the Merseyside Derby, 4-0 over Everton. And that might make an appearance later on as well. How in a Derby game do you not even show up, Morgan?
It's because you don't care. Easy. You just don't care.
What is flowing through you? It's not blood. It's not warm. You're not warm-blooded. I don't know what you need to get hyped up, if anything else other than a Derby game.
Well, it's like, man, you coming in here and blowing our doors off like they did a few years ago. I mean,
well, we consider that we don't like Man U, but if Tottenham came into that right now, we'd be losing our shit. I'm all for that. I'm all for the Everton fans responding the way they are right now, because that was embarrassing.
Yeah,
and that'll come back up later on. And then, of course, Arsenal beat West Brom 2-0 at the end of the week. It was a pretty good game, or a pretty good week of games. We had some fun matchups and some blowouts for sure, but that were still interesting based on the storylines. So we look at the table right now. Again, not a whole lot of changing in the meaningful spots. 1 through 6 stay the same. Liverpool is up to 7th at 54 points. They're trying to creep to a Europa spot. Leicester, Tottenham, Arsenal, we moved up to 3rd over Manchester City once they drew, and we won. But that's 2 points is a small gap to maintain. United at 5th. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that you're absolutely right. I mean, we said a couple weeks ago, a lot of people are hoping to try and creep out there to the number 1, number 2, and we're like, hey, we just gotta be happy and hope that that we even stay in the top 4.
Episode 2, I think it was.
Yeah,
I was still hoping to catch Tottenham, and you said, "Whoa, pump the brakes."
Yeah,
we just hope we stay top 4. Now, since last week, I've been on your bandwagon. That's what we need.
We're only 4 points out of 5th place, so
yeah.
I mean, you drop a game, and you're in 4th, holding on by 2 points.
Yep.
So,
and we got at the bottom we have Norwich at 17th, Sunderland 18, Newcastle 19, Aston Villa relegated already at 20th. That one's gonna be interesting as well. The middle of the table, not a whole lot of movement. Still the same teams.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. Yeah.
Us moving up, and Liverpool's rise to 7th were the big changes. Because Liverpool is only 2 back of West Ham and only 5 back of Man United. They might make some noise at the end, although they did lose a key piece this week. We'll get into the upcoming fixtures when we do pick them. There's no reason to talk about them. We're going to talk about them anyways. So we'll move on to our World Cup rankings. And the World Cup.
Hey, did you have a chance to look at the Player of the Year list?
Oh, Player of the Year list. No, I did not. I know we had a surprising one for us, and I'm very happy about it. But you have some thoughts on that.
Yeah, Tottenham and Leicester City, they both had, I think, 4 players total. Leicester City had Vardy, Conte, Mahrez, and Wes Morgan. And then Tottenham. Say that again?
I'm okay with those 4 making it. They've all had great seasons.
And then Tottenham had Harry Kane, Dele Alli, who's the midfielder,
Dele Alli.
And defender, Dele Alli, and defenders Danny Rose and Toby Alderweireld.
Again, I'm okay with all 4 of those. Dele Alli's another one of those teenagers who is. Like, we talk about Iwobi playing well. Rashford and Ali are on different levels of playing well. They're playing like superstars at 19.
Yeah, we need. Somehow we keep missing on those.
Yeah.
The final 3 spots were Payet from West Ham.
Of course.
Man U keeper De
Gea.
And Arsenal. De Gea. What'd I say? De
Gea.
Dude, it's spelled De Gea, all right? So it's De Gea.
It's David De Gea, and he's going to end up at Real Madrid next year. So
David De Gea.
You're ridiculous.
And Arsenal fullback Hector Bellerin.
Bellerin.
What do you think about that one?
I'm excited to see him up there. He's 20 years old. I think we finally found that right back spot that can really solidify a constant starting spot. You know, we had Chambers in there and him last year going back and forth with Debuchy. And to have Bellerin really step up this year and really be the number one guy is great. And I think he's played outstanding this year. He's been a force going forward, and he's been doing a great job. He doesn't back down to anybody. With his pace and athleticism, he doesn't have to at the defensive end. So I'm really happy to see him up there. And he might be that player going forward that really helps us go to the next level as he gets better.
Now, what do you think about Ozil not being nominated? I know there's a lot of people that are mad that he wasn't even nominated when he's one of the top midfielders.
I think it's ridiculous because you have him as one of the Player of the Year candidates. So you have him as a Player of the Year candidate, but not of the top 11. Obviously, is Payet in his spot?
Yes.
I mean, that's tough. You can go back and forth. They're probably 1 and 2 for that section, and they're both Player of the Year candidates. So I don't know. Payet has played outstanding, but so has Ozil. It's probably 1A, 1B right now. You know what? I'll give it to Payet. Payet probably deserved it this year.
Yeah, I mean, he has 18 goals.
Yeah.
And I believe that's the most on the team. I believe the next player is Andy Carroll with 10. Can't argue with it. You can go back and forth. I'm just glad to see one Gunner make it. I mean,
and it's a surprising one.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, I mean, Ozil has 18 assists?
Yeah, he's got 18 or 19. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. We looked it up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's 18 or 19, and Bellerin has 4.
Well, he's a right back, though.
So, yeah, but he's one of the tops on our league, or on our team, one of the tops in the Premier League. How do you... Maybe we're just biased. Maybe that's what it is.
16 assists. Ozil has 16.
16, so...
Yeah. It's still outstanding.
Definitely. But that's your player. That's your team. Your Premier League team of the year.
I think most people would agree that the player of the year is going to come down to Mahrez and Vardy. Who do you think deserves it more?
Vardy, I mean, you can make a case for both. I mean, Vardy has, 22 goals?
Yes, 22 goals.
And, Mahrez has 16 goals, but Mahrez also has, 11, 12 assists?
No, Mahrez has 11 goals and 19 assists.
19 assists, so... And better all-around player, you could probably give it to Mahrez.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Mahrez winning it all. Yeah. Either one is a worthy winner, but I would lean towards the guy who scores goals and really assists Vardy for most of his 22.
Yeah. So you can go either way, but
yeah,
I would be okay with that if I had to put money down. Moraes.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the World Cup rankings. And the qualifying stages that are going on right now. Did anything surprise you? I know we're sitting at 29th, which is piss poor.
Oh, dude, when you're sitting at 29th and you have teams like Northern Ireland ahead of you,
Yeah.
Wales ahead of you,
Well, Wales does have Bale and
Romania
Ramsey
ahead of you. Okay, still.
They have world class players. If you look at the top 10, it's really based on world class players if you have them or not. Argentina's number 1, Messi. Belgium, you have Courtois and the 3 Belgium strikers, and Fellaini. Chile, Sanchez and Vidal. Colombia, James Rodriguez. Germany has a plethora, which I'm surprised they're at 5th. Why are they at 5th?
Yeah.
Why is Argentina number 1? Argentina never wins. even with Messi.
I think Argentina jumped Belgium because Argentina just got a win over Chile.
Yeah.
Which Chile's sitting at number 3. So I think that kind of boosted them up. I know the biggest jumps that I've seen, Colombia jumped up to 4. Or jumped up 2-4, so that's 4 places up. They have wins over Ecuador and Bolivia, which Ecuador is currently sitting at 12th. Chile at 3rd. That was surprising. I think not seeing like 1 through 5 being like Argentina and Brazil, Spain, Germany is always surprising to not see the teams that I'm personally used to seeing in the past in the top. Another one was go ahead.
Here's an interesting fact about Brazil is right now, if their qualifying stage ended right now, they wouldn't even be in the World Cup. They're in 6th. Really? They're in 6th in South America right now. There's still plenty of games left. They go all the way to 2017 in November, but they're sitting at 9 points right now, and they're in 6th place, not even in World Cup qualifying.
Can you imagine if they did not qualify for the World Cup?
That would be insane. With all the players they have, with Neymar, that would be nuts. He might defect.
Yeah. Right.
He's like, I'm a Spaniard now.
I think the biggest one and one of the surprising ones to me was Turkey. Turkey jumped 7 spots up to number 13.
They got some good players too.
Yeah, they just came off wins over Sweden and Austria, which Austria is sitting at 11th.
Yeah.
And Sweden, I think Sweden's a little bit further down. But it's always fun to look at the standings. I always get a kick out of it because they're constantly changing.
Yeah.
Like Argentina jumping from 2-1 with the win over Chile. Just based off friendlies, which, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of USA's friendlies are just testing different formations and who meshes well with who, and just a plethora of call-ups from MLS and from Europe and other places.
And that's really what friendlies are supposed to be, if you think about it.
Yeah. But USA
29th. All right.
USA sitting at 29th. I mean, hey, they jumped up a spot. So,
yay. Well, we did lose to who did we lose to? Guatemala. Lost to Guatemala.
We came back and beat them.
Yeah.
But we're currently tied with the Czech Republic. So, it's a long way to go to qualify.
England's number 10, which shocked me because they didn't even make the World Cup last time. And they're one of those international teams right now that obviously have great players, but they always seem to underperform when it comes time. When lights come on, England disappears.
Cough, cough, Wayne Rooney. Cough.
You're not wrong.
Rooney's a joke when it comes to the big stage. Where I hadn't even heard his name in the past couple years now, and there's talk of Vardy taking his place, which Rooney isn't very happy about.
So let's look at our qualifying rounds. We're in the group stage with Trinidad and Tobago, Guatemala, and St. Vincent. And this really should have been an easy one for us to get out of. And I still think we're going to get out of it. St. Vincent, we beat 6-0 last time. So we have them next on September 2nd. That should be an easy 3 points. Trinidad should lose to Guatemala. And we should beat Trinidad. So we should go through. We should qualify. But I don't know if we're going to finish first in our group, which with that group, it really should have been cakewalk.
Yeah, you would have thought it. You would have. Listen, when it came down to needing a win over freaking Guatemala, if we would have lost that second game in Guatemala, we could have potentially not have qualified in 2016. So to go 2 years, having to look forward to 6 years from now. I mean,
we still got to finish. We still got to finish to the group, and we get to round 5.
Yeah,
and then it's more work. It's more work. Mexico is the only team already in round 5 group. They're 4-0 right now in their group stage, and they've pretty much won it, and they've already qualified to go on the next round. They're the only team in our region that's done that so far. And I kind of wrote down some posts from the other big regions, South America and Europe. And South America kicks back off August 29th this year. Uruguay is number 1, tied with Ecuador at 13 points. Argentina's at 3 at 11 points. Chile 4 at 10 points. Colombia 5 10 points. Brazil at 6 with 9 points. A lot of work to be done there for a lot of those teams. I don't know if we'll see. It's probably going to shake up a lot. I would expect Brazil to finish in the top 4 and make it. But there's a lot of good teams in South America with a lot of great star players.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the tougher ones to go through. Because like you said, there's so many great teams in there. I'm trying to pull that up now. But just the thing that Brazil might not even qualify.
Yeah, they lost to Chile. They lost to Chile 2-0, and Vargas and Sanchez both scored. They did beat Venezuela, drew with Argentina, and they beat Peru. So they're 2-1-0 in their last 3 matches. Oh, excuse me, they tied with Uruguay too. But they're getting a lot of draws. Paraguay draw. They have Ecuador up next, who is sitting at 2nd. So that's a big one for them. That's September 1st of this year. That's gonna be a big game for them.
Yeah, I mean, just look at what you got. Ecuador and Uruguay are the top 2.
Yeah.
Then Argentina, Chile, Colombia, and Brazil are underneath them.
Yep.
That's almost backwards.
Why I'm confused that Argentina is ranked 1 in the world when they're 3rd in their own freaking group.
Well, yeah. They're 3rd in their own group just because they got a big win over Chile.
Yeah. And the European side kicks off. It starts September 4th. They haven't even started their qualifying yet. I mean, they go way off to November of next year or October. Yeah, November of next year. And their groups, man, are set up. They're set up for the best teams to go through. I'll just tell you a couple of them that I have up here. Group A is going to be pretty tough. The winner automatically goes, and then it's the top 8 best second-place teams through all the groups. Group A has Netherlands and France, Sweden, Bulgaria, Belarus, and Luxembourg in it. Obviously, you see Netherlands or France probably 1-2 there. That would be the big money. Group B has Portugal and Switzerland, and then a bunch of nobodies. So Portugal probably has an easy run there. Germany has Czech Republic, Northern Ireland, Northern Ireland, Norway, San Marino, and Azerbaijan. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Germany's going to cruise through
That sounds
that one.
correct.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Wales, Austria, Serbia, Republic of Ireland, Moldova, and Georgia.
That one's set up for Austria and Wales.
Romania, Denmark, Poland, Montenegro, Armenia, and Kazakhstan. That's a pretty weak group, actually.
It is. I mean, you could almost give that one to Denmark?
I'd say Denmark or Romania, one of the two. Denmark, probably. Okay. Group F, you have England, Slovakia, Scotland, Slovenia, Lithuania, and Malta. If England doesn't make it through this round, if they don't get through, they don't qualify for the World Cup in that group, they should all be fired. That is absolutely atrocious. And way to go, FIFA. You're not like UEFA. Obvious. Group G has the best matchup with Spain and Italy in the same one. But then you have Albania, Israel, Macedonia, and Liechtenstein.
Sounds correct.
Spain and Italy are going to go through. The first place will go through, and the second place will be one of the top 8 of the second place groups. And then Group H, Belgium, Bosnia, Greece, Estonia, Cyprus. Belgium's obviously got the win. Group I, Croatia, Iceland, Ukraine, Turkey, and Finland. That one's going to be an interesting one, too. Because Turkey's pretty good. Yeah. Croatia might be able to do it. Ukraine's okay. So, Group I probably has the toughest matchup, I guess.
Yeah, that should probably be one of the closest ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see anyone. I think Turkey will come up with that one, but Croatia could probably give them a run. In Ukraine, I think they'll probably fight out for a second. Turkey will probably finish first.
Yeah, I think so too. Some of them were so obviously set up for the top team to just cruise. I guess it's set up by Potts, so I don't know if they had anything to do with it. But it's still that's just a bad way to do it. There's no fun in that. You know who's going through.
No. Especially when you split them up and you make it obvious. Belgium and then everybody else.
Yeah.
Spain and Italy are obviously going to finish top 2. England, if England doesn't make it out of Group F.
That is atrocious. I will never stop talking trash to England fans. That's garbage.
Oh, yeah, you have Slovakia, Scotland, Slovenia, Lithuania, and Malta. I couldn't even tell you who I think would finish second because it could be any one of those 5. But England should finish first.
It's going to be a far second. It should be England and then garbage.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for Scotland because I'm Scottish. So
yeah. I think Group D could be pretty interesting. Wales and Austria, and then Ireland. I think that could potentially be a pretty good one. I mean, could become a 3-team race for top 2 spots.
I would pick Wales. I'd bet on Wales. I would actually put money on Wales in that one. So the World Cup's still 2 years away. We got a lot of football to play before that even comes up. But it's fun to look at and see these things and see where we might end up. Brazil not making it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome when talking about Brazil, but it's not awesome when you think that we could potentially that we were almost in that spot of not qualifying.
No one expects anything from us. When we make it through, like we're cheering. Other teams are like, yeah, on to the next step. Let's go.
Yeah, it's so frustrating because we get so pumped for USA Soccer, but it's like the rest of the world is like, really? You guys again? We just like that annoying gnat that won't go away to other teams. Because we just somehow find a way to qualify. And the past couple of World Cups now, we've found a way in a group with Portugal and Germany to make it out of there and into the round of 16.
Yeah.
Making it out of the group or death 2 years in a row now. I mean,
And with 2 years to train, we have some young bucks coming up who might make a difference for us. One of them got his first Bundesliga goal this past weekend.
Yes. Yeah, I was so happy to see Pulisic get that goal. There's been so much talk about him over there, and everyone is on the Jordan Morris train just because he's here in America playing. But I mean,
Pulisic's the guy, man. So everyone's saying
Pulisic is out there. Yep. Miazga over at Chelsea.
Yep.
Who could, I mean, imagine if he breaks into form there. He could be maybe our savior in the back.
We need some help. Our young guys in the back aren't the best. Our back's not the best to begin with.
No. Well, there's a couple guys. There was him, Cameron Carter-Vickers, plays for Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
He's one that once he gets into form, him and Miazga could actually be a saving grace for us.
Yeah. You know what?
Praying.
You know, one thing I really like about Pulisic, he's not like the Zayla Leams who are dual passport. Well, he technically is a dual passport guy, but he wasn't. He was born in Hershey, Pennsylvania. You don't get much more American than that. You are American if you're from Hershey, Pennsylvania. I tell you what.
Yeah. I got into an argument with my boss's stepson about that because he hates having a German coach for the USA national team. I'm like, dude, just because he's not American doesn't mean anything.
Why? He's won it before. Show us the way, sir.
Yes, I know. That's why I kept telling him. I'm like, dude, he's a proven winner. Why would you not want him? Oh, you needed an American. We had an American. Bob Bradley got fired. I mean, what more do you want? We've given American head coaches a chance.
But I tell you what, man. I'm sorry to get off track here for a second. Bob Bradley is kind of like he's a trailblazer right now. He might be the first American in a top league in Europe as a manager. He's managing in French League 2 right now, and they're on the verge of being promoted up. So he's had to work his way. Yes, he's had to work his way up.
Wow.
Through the dregs just to get there. And he might be the first one, dude. We might have some
hey, he isn't a bad coach. He just didn't make the cut for the USA national team. He couldn't get us there.
He's managing at Le Havre. So he's worked his way. It has them in position to be promoted and work your way into a top league. He wasn't given to him like some other former football players who just showed up and got a job at like Real Madrid or anything. Oh, who said that? Sorry, I got off track with Bob Bradley. Some young guys. Yeah, we got Hyman over at Fulham.
Fulham. Yep, Fulham. Yep.
You know those midfielders. Ruben.
Your boy Yeldon.
Yedlin.
Over at Sunderland.
You know, he's
Yeldon.
Again, that's my favorite American player. And who's his parent team? Freaking Tottenham. It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, but all I care about is they can develop these guys and their call-ups to the national team. Jesus. You see that Jordan Morris finally got his first goal?
I'm telling you, he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right, dude. He's going to be all right. I'm telling you. He just needed to adjust a little bit. I've been listening to Sirius XM FC for the last couple weeks, and the big talk has been about guys like Pulisic going to a pro team right away and going through their youth academies and develop that way compared to guys who go to college. and how college doesn't really prepare you for the pros as much. So it's going to take him time. He's a talent, though, man. Jordan Morris will be all right. I'm telling you. He'll be a striker for us in the future.
Yeah, I was actually on. I know we talked about. I think it was on the Two Blue and OSU one. We got talking about the USA national team, and I was actually nervous for our future because, especially the way the under-21 team got beat by Colombia, there was nobody good on that team. Yeah. But there literally wasn't any of these players on that team.
Yeah,
any of the players that we're talking about. So I think just looking at it, look at the list of players, the future could be bright. I mean, we could potentially have not one but two good backs for us. I think a question mark is going to be our keeper.
Keeper's going to be a rough.
I mean, once Howard's gone, I don't know who's stepping up.
I was really hoping it'd be Hamid from DC United. He was on the fast track, and he's kind of fallen off. We got this kid, Zach Steffen from SC Freiburg.
Yep.
He did all right for the under-20 team, but we really don't have that set guy in stone yet. I really wish it was Hamid. I thought for sure it was going to be him after last year, but he really hasn't produced.
Well, I'm hoping not to worry about that until after the 2018 World Cup in Russia. I'm kind of hoping that Timmy Howard gives it one last run.
Yeah, because Guzan is not the answer if he's not even making first 11 for relegated Aston Villa.
No.
So the future might be bright. We might have some great things to talk about in 2018 on episode 297 or whatever it's going to be. But we'll get there when we get there. It's going to be fun leading up to it and seeing who Klinsmann takes in the future for our qualifying games and for our friendlies.
Do you know who should make the team?
Who?
Breck Shea. He's our saving grace right now at left back. Bring up Breck Shea already.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I think he's a great player, especially for MLS level. So I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, bro, no way. Because there's so many other options at left back, right? We got so many other options. Put Yellow at the right, Shea at the left, good to go.
Yes, thank you.
Good to go.
Why don't we just apply for the head coaching job for the men's national team?
I'm actually putting my name in for Arsenal, just to let y'all know. I'm retiring from American football coaching, and I'm going into football coaching. I'm going to be the manager at Arsenal next year. You heard it here first, folks.
You have my vote.
There we go. I guarantee you I'll spend on a striker and a defenseman. I guarantee it. My first option would be striker and defenseman, not midfielder, but that's just me. That's none of my business. So I sip my tea. Let's go ahead and move on to our goal, save, and fail of the week. My favorite segment. I love this one. Morgan, what is your goal of the week?
Dude, it's so much fun, finding these, because there's so many beautiful goals out there, so many amazing saves, so many ridiculous fails that sometimes I enjoy just watching them, and then I forget I have to pick one. But my goal of the week comes from Dries Mertens for Napoli. He was in the middle of the goal, probably about 20 yards out. He did a little move to his right, and he just shot a freaking rocket, dude. It wasn't a fashion goal. It wasn't a bender. It wasn't necessarily amazing, but to me it was amazing because he kicked it so hard. And as a striker and a keeper, when you see it, you connected with the ball so perfect when it has no movement. The ball literally is not moving. It's just a screamer. Went right over the keeper's head. Literally came at the keeper and went right over him. And the keeper just kind of threw his arms up Oh, I didn't even see that coming. It was. I wish I could have seen the miles per hour that ball was traveling because I haven't seen a shot like that in a while. So my goal of the week isn't special, but it was just the screamer of a shot. Is Dries Mertens at Napoli.
I didn't have to look far for mine. I watched the game. Aaron Cresswell from West Ham, his volley to put them up 2-1 was a absolute rocket launcher. Ball bounces. He turned his hips perfectly and put it top right shelf. And they ended up drawing, but at the time it was a 2-1 lead with a man advantage. So you thought at the time they were going through with that. So my goal of the week is Aaron Cresswell from West Ham.
I almost picked that one too. That was on my list.
When it happened, I kind of like my jaw dropped, so I had to pick it.
Right.
When you see something live like that and your jaw drops, you have to go with it. What is your save of the week?
My save of the week, for once, is not Gigi Buffon.
Thank God.
So for once, it's somewhat different. Herrero Gomez, the Watford keeper.
Really?
Against West Brom. Why? Do you have the same one?
Yeah, I do have the same one.
Really?
Yeah, I'll let you say it. I won't steal your thunder, but of course I do.
He had not one, but two penalty kick saves. Two. As a keeper, do you know how hard it is to make one penalty kick save, let alone two penalty kicks? It was just unreal. And his second one, he dove to his left, saved it, and was like on the ball. And his teammates came over, like kissed his head, and was like rubbing him and stuff because they were like, "Oh my God, you just saved our ass and made two penalty kick saves."
Yeah, they won 1-0. So yeah, he literally did save their ass.
Yeah, literally won the game for him. He had another really good save in that game too. But the two that stuck out to me was those penalty kicks. It was one to his right and then one to his left.
However, I do have a goalie of the week, a goalkeeper of the week. He was my saver of the week as well for those two penalty kicks. But Diego Alves from Valencia is my goalkeeper of the week. He chip shot from Messi, saved it. Chip shot from Neymar in the box, ran back, jumped up, punched it away. He had Messi shot a rocket launcher in the box, saved that. A header 8 yards away, saved it. 1-2-1. Saved Valencia's butt and beat Barcelona on incredible. So, save of the week was Gomez. Alves is my goalkeeper of the week for sure because he put on a show. I don't know if you saw any of his saves. You should probably go look him up after this.
That'll be one of those games where he tells his grandkids about.
Oh, without a doubt. I stopped Messi 4 times. No.
Right. Messi and freaking Neymar?
Yeah. Messi right in front of the goal on a header. Yep. No big deal. Hold on. Let me struggle.
Right.
Fail of the week. Who you got?
My fail of the week. I have two of them for the same thing.
You can't have two fails of the week. Yeah, I guess you can.
Arturo Vidal and Jamie Vardy.
No.
For their dives.
You can't put them in the same category.
For the dives. Yes, they're in the same category for fail of the week because they both had ridiculous dives. I don't care what you say about Vardy. It was still a dive. Still got carded. And he got the red card, thrown out of the game, threw a freaking temper tantrum like my 2-year-old on his way out to the ref. And Vidal was ridiculous. He wasn't even touched. He stopped the ball, and the defender went sliding by him to make a slide tackle, and Vidal stopped and just literally dove forward. He stopped and then dove forward like he just got hit. It was just, which, by the way, he didn't even get carded for, which he should have got carded for.
No, and they got a penalty.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and they called the penalty and they got the penalty kick.
Yeah.
So, but those two are my fail of the week just because I freaking hate diving, especially players of that caliber diving.
Vardy, hashtag beast mode.
Not beast mode. You can't be beast mode diving. You can't be beast mode looking like Superman out there.
Now, I had a lot of options for fail of the week this week. Vidal was on my list. Dele Alli and his open net miss. Moss, the referee from Leicester. But I am going with an entire football club for this one. My fail of the week is Everton Football Club. In the Merseyside Derby, a derby match against Liverpool, forget about playing decent. You forgot to show up. You were nowhere to be found. 33 shots on goal for Liverpool. Or shots. 12, I think 13 on goal. Hold on. Let me get it right. 13 on target for Liverpool. 2 shots total, 0 on goal for Everton in the entire match. And you get beat down 4-0 in a derby game. If I'm an Everton fan, which I almost was, you know my history, my story, almost became an Everton fan. I'm really glad I didn't now. I would be livid. That is an absolute disgrace. And the quality they have 3 of the biggest names that are going to be summer transfer names this year. Lukaku, Stones, and Ross Barkley. None of them perform. None of them. That is garbage. That's
Timmy Howard wasn't in goal, was he?
No, he was not in goal. But I'm really glad he wasn't in goal. That would have been terrible.
There's your answer. Dude, you wouldn't have let 4 goals in.
Heck no. Not in that game. Hell no, not that game. But I also have a disgrace of the week, and it comes from the same game. And it's Funes Mori, who had an absolute atrocious challenge on my boy Origi, my favorite young striker, Origi, who now might be out for the rest of the season because of this absolute attempt to injure another player. He wasn't going for the ball. It wasn't a challenge on the player. It was a challenge to hurt the player. And it was an absolute disgrace. And there's no room for that in any game.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to have a horrible tackle. It's another thing when you actually injure the other player, and now he's out for the rest of the season. Especially a player with his talent and his future is so bright that, I mean, he can obviously come back from it, but there's going to be, when it comes time for him to transfer, he wants to go somewhere else. It could hinder him.
Yeah.
Which you hate to see with young talent like that.
It was rough for me to watch, and Jurgen Klopp, his whole mood changed after that. It was a rough one to watch.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to our pick'em. Our pick'em, which I am not doing. Shoot, you know what I forgot to do? Up to the standings after the 5 midweek games. I'll do that after this, and I'll post it. But I'm down 6 points. I know that for sure. I am down 6 points right now. You have a 2-win lead on me, which is going to be erased this week, folks. I guarantee it.
Say that first part again.
I forgot.
I have a 2-game lead.
2-win lead, technically. 6 points. Yes.
Okay.
But I'll turn it around this week. Guaranteed I'm in the lead this time next Friday.
Really? Really? You gonna make a guarantee for that?
Yep. You got the Zach Tillman guarantee. You heard it here first. So we'll go on to our non-EPL games first. Out of the Bundesliga, FC Köln versus Darmstadt. Who we got?
I'll go with FC Köln.
I am going to go with them as well. I figured it out. I'm just gonna pick all the same games as you. I can't go down any farther. We'll save that one for last. In Serie A, Atlanta versus Chivas.
Who?
Chivas, Roma, and Atlanta.
Oh.
Chavito.
Shabio.
Thank you.
I'll go with Shabio.
Damn it, so did I. I'll pick first this time just so you know that I'm really picking the same game.
Okay.
Out of Russia, Zenit is in third place right now. In first is FC Rostov. I don't care. I'm picking Zenit.
Rostov.
Are you really?
Rostov.
I'm taking the Hulk. La Liga.
Hulk.
Valencia versus Eibar. People are going to start thinking we're Eibar fans if I keep putting them up there. I'm going Valencia.
With Valencia.
Yeah. That's an easy one. I think this is In the standings, they're pretty close. Like, that's what I look for when I pick the non-league games. Is close in the standings, and they're pretty close. But I think talent-wise, right now, the way they're playing, Valencia all the way. Out of the MLS, our MLS game is two teams that are in desperate need of 3 points. Bottom of the tables on each side. Columbus Crew versus Houston Dynamo.
I'll go with my Columbus Crew.
I picked them.
You like how I called them like how I said my Columbus Crew?
Yeah, but you can't really say that yet. Like, have you even watched the game yet?
No, but I will go with the Columbus Crew and their hideous mustard yellow jerseys.
They wore the black ones last week, so maybe they'll go back to those ones. Our FA Cup games. We got 2 FA Cup matches this weekend. The semifinals of the FA Cup at Wembley. Crystal Palace, Watford, a team that knocked us out.
That's a tough one. Got knocked out by one, and he just recently tied another one.
Yep.
I'll go with Watford.
I picked Crystal Palace and my boy Zaha. And the other matchup, Manchester United versus aforementioned Everton.
Man U. What? I'm really picking Man U again. I'm so tired of picking them, man.
That's 3 weeks in a row, dude. And I'm right. And I'm right there with you. I picked Man U too. It's disgusting. We need like a big. I might just start picking against them for fun. Our EPL games. We start off with the Saturday matchups. The early game. One I'll be up for bright and early for tomorrow. Man City versus Stoke City.
Man City.
Yep, I got the same. Next up, Liverpool, Newcastle. This is going to be This is going to be a fun one to watch. Of all the 9 a.m. games, I'm picking that one. I'm watching Liverpool, Newcastle tomorrow.
I'm going with Liverpool. Is that who you got?
No, I'm picking Newcastle because Origi's out. Although Sturridge is scoring now too. He's back in form. That's scary. Hold on for a second. Think about the striker options they have. Origi, Sturridge, Benteke. That's ridiculous. Next we have Aston Villa versus Southampton.
Aston Villa has nothing to lose. I'll go with Southampton.
Yeah, they have no heart either. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. Am I picking Chelsea again? I have to. I need points. Points. Pick Chelsea.
You can take all the points you want, but I'm picking Chelsea too.
Well, I have enough differences here so far to make up. Just enough.
Do you have you? Who's your? I know you got Crystal Palace, Newcastle, and who's your other one? That you're different.
Zenit, the Russian league. Yeah. Arsenal, Sunderland. Are you picking against our boys?
God. If we don't beat Sunderland, Wenger better get fired the next day.
Against a relegation team. We'll probably draw, but I'm picking Arsenal.
Yeah, right. We'll draw like we did against Crystal Palace.
Leicester City without Vardy against Swansea.
Leicester.
You just talked about Leicester.
This is Mahrez's time to shine, to prove he doesn't need Vardy. So I think he's going to have a hell of a game.
Tottenham versus West Brom.
I'll go with the West Brom.
Thank you for the easy win. I'm taking those.
You're welcome.
North London. That suck, but I'll take them. Tottenham. We have a couple midday matches, which I forgot to send you, by the way, so that's my bad. I'll tell them to you now. A great one. West Ham. Wait, do we have a break? I think we have a break next week. Do we have an international break next week? We do.
They might.
Yeah, we have an international break next week, so we'll pick that up on next week's episode. We sure should do. Wow. All right. So that's it for this week. Those are our pick'ems. I wish I had the midweek ones because there's going to be some differences in that one. I can guarantee you that. But we'll get that. We'll get to that another week. Morgan, are we excited for Sunday's matchup?
Dude, I don't know. I'm actually nervous.
I know.
I don't know what to expect. I guess we'll see. When Wenger puts out the lineup, and we'll see who's in his starting 11. We'll get a better idea. But
Yep, should be a good one. Morgan,
Wilbeck better be.
he better be in front for sure. As always, Morgan, a great time with you. We'll be back doing our thing on Sunday for Two Blue and OSU. For the American Gooners, give us a like on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, USA Gooners Pod. And be sure to share all these out with your friends. And let's get some more listeners going. And maybe we can start getting some listener interaction questions going in the upcoming weeks as we continue to grow here. Morgan, good times. Let's go ahead.
As always, I was to say, just as always. Oh, and one little thing before we get off. Special shout out to your wife and my wife for letting us do this. It's like 11:30 here. My wife got home from work at 9:30 and then took the kids and let me come in here. She took the kids and all like 20 freaking dogs that we have now to let me come in here, and has only texted me twice asking if we're done. So shout out to my wife and shout out to your wife for letting us do this.
Definitely shouts out to them. And to all you Arsenal fans, get ready for Sunday. Put your Gunners shirts on, sing the song of our beloved club, and cheer the Gunners on to a win over Sunderland. Thank you all for listening. Have a great week.